Ladies and gentlemen, may we have your attention, please? Convocation is about to begin. If you have a cell phone or pager with you, please turn it off or silence it during the ceremony. Thank you for your attention and congratulations.
All rise!
We wish to acknowledge, We wish to acknowledge this land on which the University of Toronto operates. For thousands of years, it has been the traditional land of the Huron-Wendat, the Seneca, and the Mississaugas of the Credit. Today, this meeting place is still home to many Indigenous people from across Turtle Island, and we are grateful to have the opportunity to work on this land. We are also so grateful to have the opportunity to celebrate the achievements of our scholars who graduate today. On their behalf, let us express gratitude for the support of their family and friends, and for the faculty and staff who have guided them in their pursuit of knowledge. Whatever our traditions, let us reflect as we proceed through the convocation ceremony on the many years of effort, sacrifice, and success that have brought you to this time of celebration. In concilium Universitatis Torontoniensis vocati sumus. Graduands, please remain standing. All guests, please be seated.
Insignissime cancellaria, presento tibiose scholaris, ut admentantur at gradus varios, testorque eos, quod omnia quae statura requerant aptos et idonios esse.
Ad profectum huius provinciae huiusque magniae patriae, et ad profectum omnium natium omnibus in terris conjunctarium ego, ex oritate mihi et toti universitati commissa, admitto vos ad gradus verios, quorum jura vobis do, et peto quoque ut omnia conficiatus munera, qua ad illos gradus pertinent.
Please be seated. My name is Rhonda McEwen, and it is my great privilege to serve as Vice Principal, Academic, and Dean at the University of Toronto, Mississauga. Today, I've had the privilege of assisting Professor Alexandra Gillespie, Vice President of the University of Toronto and Principal of the University of Toronto, Mississauga, in conducting this convocation. The university is an institution with deep historical roots and many enduring traditions. Among those is the use of language of the medieval university in today's wonderful celebration. For those in attendance who, like me, are less than fluent in Latin, a translation may be helpful. For my part, I said, "Most distinguished Chancellor, I present to you these scholars that they may be admitted to the various degrees, and I bear witness that, as far as all things which the statutes require, they are fit and suitable." Much more significantly, from the standpoint of this graduating class, Professor Gillespie then replied, "To the benefit of this province, this great country, and to the worldwide community of nations, I, by the authority vested in me and in the whole university, admit you to your various degrees, grant to you the rights, and ask of you the responsibilities of doing all those things which pertain to those degrees." And so, as my first order of business, I am delighted to salute you, the graduating classes of 2022 University of Toronto, Mississauga. That's it, you're done. And warmest congratulations. I would also like to bid a warm welcome to everyone who's joined us here in historic Convocation Hall. It is wonderful to be able to celebrate the first in-person convocation season since November of 2019. I know, let's clap. I think that's a big thing. Graduates, today the University of Toronto is formally recognizing your hard work, your accomplishments, and your perseverance in this milestone. Speaking of perseverance, you have successfully completed your program in extraordinary and challenging times, and today's celebration is all the more meaningful for it. Each of you, as a member of the graduating class, is joining an extraordinary family of the University of Toronto alumni. So that's it now, you're alumni. They number over 600,000 in more than 190 countries around the world. They are the university's living legacy and our greatest ambassadors. That's now you. U of T alumni serve in leadership roles in every corner of the globe and in every walk of life. They are prime ministers, justices, scholars, authors, community and business leaders, scientists and professionals of every description. Their endeavors have shaped the world we live in and the way we understand the world. We have no doubt that the University of Toronto's high international standing can be attributed to generations of dedicated and very talented faculty and staff members. But we also understand that this reputation has been built by our alumni, a group that now includes each and every one of you. So, to the graduating class, let me say thank you. Thank you for your many contributions to the university when you were a student. And thank you for what you will do as members of Canada's largest and I believe most distinguished alumni community. One more word of thanks is in order. I'm sure all graduates share a sense of gratitude to the friends and family members, big and small, who have helped bring them to this special day. And so I would ask you to join me and the platform party in thanking them with a vigorous round of applause. So let me continue with a request. One of the distinguishing features of our convocation is that graduates come forward to be recognized. You will then leave the stage using the ramp and exit out the door. Then you will continue into the hall. At that point, graduates, you will turn left and quietly re-enter the hall as your peers continue to be recognized on stage. In this regard, I encourage you to think of the very last person to be on stage. And I believe this will be Yi Long Zhu. Can you stand for 1 second? All right. So our colleague Yi Long is hoping we will be here to cheer them on, and we are going to do that. So we look forward to seeing everyone cross. Finally, in light of the ongoing health and safety concerns regarding the pandemic, we respectfully ask that all individuals present wear a properly fitting mask throughout today's ceremony. Similarly, we will forego our traditional handshake, and might I add, Professor Gillespie and I are quite well known for our hugs randomly. We try to control ourselves. But today, alas, we are not allowed to do so. So we will offer a friendly wave, maybe a woohoo, perhaps even a heart shape, in acknowledgement as you pass by on stage. Thank you for your understanding and assistance, and once more, warmest congratulations to you. It is now my privilege to introduce today's convocation speaker, Dr. Robin Gray. Dr. Gray is Tsimshian from Lac Swalams, British Columbia, and Miksou Cree from Fort Chipewyan, Alberta. As a frontline youth worker in urban Indigenous organizations, Dr. Gray soon learned that widespread ignorance about Indigenous peoples, cultures, and histories negatively impacts the lived social realities of Indigenous youth. She was compelled to pursue higher education to help bridge the gap in understanding between Indigenous and non-Indigenous peoples, and to serve as a role model. Dr. Gray joined the University of Toronto, Mississauga in 2018 as one of the first 2 tenure-track Indigenous faculty members in UTM's history. Dr. Gray is helping to lead the development of an Indigenous Studies program at UTM and advising the administration on indigenization and reconciliation efforts. Please welcome Dr. Robin Gray to the podium.
Thank you. Do these go higher?
Yes, there's a button right there.
Maybe just a little higher. Oh, yes. Sorry. I'm tall. I needed raised a little bit. Thank you so much.
Better?
Yes. Niet, Tante, Aniboju, Sego. Greetings in Somalia, the language of the Tsimshian, and Nehiyawewen, the language of the Cree, which are the languages of my nations. And greetings also in Anishinaabemowen, the language of the Anishinaabe, and in Kanien'kehá:ka, the language of the Haudenosaunee, which are the languages of the nations of these lands. Tuitk Diwayu, Ada Robin Gray Diwam Gumski Wayu, Tsimshian Nuyu, Ada Lachwalams Diwalwatgu, Gisbatwada Dipedegu, Nawaps Liam Laha Diwal Haitgu, Gidahangig Ditsabu, Miksou Cree Nuyu, Ada Fort Chipewyan Diwalwatgu, Luam Godu Nuil Nidzitzim. My Tsimshian name is Tuitk, which roughly translates to boastful voice of raven, and Robin Gray is my English name. I am Tsimshian from unceded territories in Lachwalams, BC, and I am Gisbut Wada from the House of Liam Laha in the Gidahangig tribe. I am also Miksou Cree from Fort Chipewyan, Alberta in Treaty 8 territory. It's good to see you all. Let me begin by congratulating the graduating class of 2022. Am Zebin, good job. Today marks an important rite of passage in your academic journey. You made a commitment to your education, you showed up, you did the work, and you earned your letters. Word on the streets is that UTM has no so-called bird courses, and that you really have to earn your degree at our institution. Maybe some of you wish that you had learned this earlier on in your academic journey, but the point is that when you figured it out, you helped to spread the word. As a UTM faculty member, I am comfortable with this reputation and hope that it holds true, that you were challenged in the best of ways and that you were inspired to raise the bar for yourselves. You might have struggled along the way, but you persevered. Not even a global pandemic could stop you, okay? So graduates, let's try something. If you love yourself, give yourself a comforting self-hug. Don't be shy. And if you're proud of your accomplishments, give yourself a pat on the back. Now, if you're ready to celebrate those accomplishments, give yourselves a round of applause. As a society, we are in the habit of emphasizing individualism, as in, you made it, you did it, it's your accomplishments. While I don't want to take away from your individual efforts, we must also acknowledge that it takes a community to get you here, no? No one ever accomplishes something like this in isolation. Think about all the people who supported you on your journey. Parents who paid your way through school or provided a monthly living allowance. Words of encouragement and positive affirmations from friends and family. Money transfers from whoever you were able to ask so you could feed yourself, purchase a required text, or maybe have a little fun. Academic advisors who helped you to get back on track when you had a particularly challenging semester. Or all of the professors and teaching assistants who helped you to work through tough content or lent an ear when you questioned if you were on the right path or not. Wherever life takes you, and in whatever life you choose to lead, don't forget about the many people who got you to this point, and always remember where you come from. As the saying goes, if you don't know where you come from, you won't know where you're going. Remembering where we come from is essential for envisioning more desirable futures. For instance, the Truth and Reconciliation Commission of Canada exposes Canadians to the hidden histories and legacies of the Indian residential school system. The TRC corrects collective memory in Canada by asking us to remember the many ways such an egregious system became so normalized as benign, and how easy it became for so many Canadians to claim that they either didn't know about it or didn't know how bad it really was. The TRC recasts collective memory, and the TRC's 94 calls to action activates collective memory making toward a more desirable future. In the context of the TRC, the desired future is one where every child matters and where education is no longer used as a weapon to oppress. Likewise, when your professors teach you to be critical thinkers, challenge you to reconsider where your knowledge comes from, or inspire you to expand your minds, those too are activations of collective memory making toward a more desirable future. A future that is based on peace, justice, and freedom rather than war, tyranny, and subjugation. There is nothing natural about the structures of colonialism, racism, white supremacy, heteropatriarchy, anthropocentrism, or disaster capitalism, so why do we accept them as inevitable? These are human constructed phenomena that are collectively and structurally maintained over time and space. And just as collectives are required to sustain those structures, collectives are also the only means to deconstruct and rebuild them. While it can be liberating to unlearn and relearn, I also recognize that the landscape of collective memory can be difficult to navigate because the truth can hurt. The key to reaching that more desirable future in the face of pain, shame, anger, and feelings of hopelessness is to let those memories fuel you to imagine otherwise. The words of my auntie, Lee Miracle, the late Stolo thought leader, orator, and author, and longtime employee of the University of Toronto, are helpful in this direction. In her book, Memory Serves, she writes, "Memory is powerful. It can twist us in knots, but the imagination can untwist the knots, unravel the memory, work it into blankets that protect, designs that promote, carry, and create new being. It can inspire us to reevaluate our interventions, alter our course, and create new beginnings. This is what it means to imagine otherwise, and the fate of our relationships to human and non-human worlds depends on us to imagine and recreate more desirable futures." In my research, I study and activate the concept of rematriation to show that there are more relational and just ways of being in the world that can create more desirable futures for all, not just for humans, but for our other than human relatives, including, but not limited to, the lands, the waterways, the winged ones, the two-legged, the four-legged, and the ones that swim. Rematriation is a decolonial paradigm informed by Indigenous feminist ontologies, Indigenous methodologies, and land-based pedagogies to help us live the good life and to do things in a good way. In essence, I argue that rematriation offers paradigms for Indigenous futurity. And Indigenous futurities are vital in the face of ongoing Indigenous elimination, dispossession, and colonialism. We need new tools that will help us to fight the good fight, or in the words of the late African-American civil rights icon John Lewis, get into some good trouble, necessary trouble. My mother, often reminds me that so much can change for the better in a single generation. Negative cycles can be broken and colonial structures can be rebuilt by bringing our minds and hearts together as one to imagine otherwise. In Tsimshian society, we have an ethic for this. We say, "Skai kulum got," of one heart, as a reminder to always think about the collective, to be in good relation and to do things in a good way. So whether you have earned a Bachelor of Business Administration, a Bachelor of Commerce, a Bachelor of Arts, or a Bachelor of Science today, I call on each of you to imagine otherwise as you embark on the next phases of your personal and professional journeys, with the ethic of Sagayat Kulam Gat at the forefront of your hearts and minds. I ask that you find ways to create more desirable futures by doing things in a good way, always working towards the good life for all, while also getting into some good trouble. Hi, Doikset Nusam. Thank you and congratulations to the graduating class of 2022.
Professor Alexander Gillespie, I have the honor to present to you the following candidates from the University of Toronto, Mississauga, who are being admitted to the degree of Honours Bachelor of Arts. Yun Ting Shan. Nicole Angel Chapas. Sartag Shivam Sharma. Shashwat Sharma. Maria Sabrina, Tia Cheng Xian, Jekan Xian, Alia Sharif, Nokhan Shio, Hamid Fayaz Siddiqui, Muhammad Ammar Siddiqui, Prab Simran Kaur Sidhu, Alexander Sigariev, Nicole Marlie Silva, Jacqueline Rose Silvaroli, Daniel David Sims, Alex Nicholas Singh, Lachega Sivaluganadam, Julia Skochepiec, Nadine Smai, Sophia Florence Smith, Adriana Julia Smoot, Christy Ching Shan So, Ted Antonio So, Alara Sumunchuolu, Yulin Song, Shobit Srivastava, Brandon Stephen, Sujung Su, Yushin Sun, Sanjana Sundar, Kinsua, Justin Shustak, Kathleen Kasha Szymanski, Hussam Taleb, Nagam Tamer Talib, Jessica Mercedes Tamayo, Hande Sema Tamer, Elia Michael Tan, Jiahai Tang, Jiayi Tang, Supanni Tangtam Punpon, Angela Tapnio, Anna Tarasova, Facundo Ariel Tejo Quiroga, Sofia Temor, James Tenorlas, John Tenorlas, Shane Thomas. Maxwell John Devereux Thornton. Brandon Chiu Chi Teng. Chao Chi Ting. Jehuda Christiansen Chachahi. Rachel Maria Tomisic. Marie Christine Tomei. Melissa Torlak. Jacqueline Tien Tram Tran. Yvonne Tien Ni Tran. Yu Chie Tsai. Cecilia Sang. Reeves Sang. Rochelle Bipendo Chiamala. Yuki Tsuji. Valerie Twedur. Virginia Elizabeth Turner. Zainab Ali Usman. Mirshad Wadat. Matteo Grasso Vidal. Serena Bora. Rina Valia. Ding Nang Wang. Hao Wang. Jing Chi Wang. Jing Yi Wang. Lu Xuan Wang. Jian Si Wang. Shang Ying Wang. Su Wang. Si Yi Wang. Yiran Wang. Yu Wang. Zhe Wang. Ziru Wang. Nicole Carmen Yolande Wargachuk. Muzammil Waris. Lin Ning Wei. Mei Chi Wei. Andrew Nyen An Wang. Jamari Gregory White. Arya Satya Vikara. Chun Man Wong. 康泽光、申令王、Amelia Jane Wilfried、Helen Wu、尊巧吴、Queenie Wu、施志霞、叶秋霞、硕阳谢、播演出、护属、肖丹书、谢延书、这月书、肖小水、Zakaria Yakubu、薛阳、Maimuna Yaya、肖信业、Maria Jameyin、Milice Tong Yip、贝文如、亚慧如、Vanessa 贾委员、支行员、马卓员、Flora Zakirova、Ivana Zelich、宋炳生、费仰章、万友章、易斐章、右前章、魏博照、玉信照、林方上、建伟上、建锦正、浩宇宙、K 冉宙、并宙、西亚宙、社会手、K 新竹、Lara Zeneldin、K 杨卓、 Candidates from the University of Toronto, Mississauga, who are being admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Arts. Mesa Taleb. Candidates from the University of Toronto, Mississauga, who are being admitted to the degree of Honours Bachelor of Science. Bhavna Sharma. Ritik Sharma. Shubham Sharma. Amna Zia Ullah Sheikh. Darius Sheikhul Islami Kandalusi. Yichi Shen. Yue Shen. Yu Feng Xi. Yashika Harish Shroff. Nas Sibia. Arisha Iman Siddiqui. Ayushi Singh. Dalip Singh. Parmeet Singh. Shelby Talisha Singh. Svikriti Singh. Vishay Vikar Prakash Singh. Michael Scotter. Taras Peter Scotter. Kailiana Windy Smoke. Emma Louise Solomon. Rochelle Carey Solomon. In Pyeongseong. Harveen Sran. Hariharan Srinivasan. Shania Susan Stafford Duncan. Cassandra Stanhope. Brishna Stanikzai. Cynthia C. Stephen. Maria Stoikowska. Evangeline Sophia Strickland. Rachel Stubbits. Wan Ming Su. Kevin Subhash. Sophia Marie Suwa Singh. Chen Pin Sun. Wen Suen Sung. Tiffany Chloe Sunga. Vioni Supandi. Gabriela Jessica Susanto. Raymond Sutander. Caroline Joanna Swiderski. Elhan Said. Shazray Nasser Said. Vladislav Sichenko. Olivia Shenkovich. Juan Pablo Tabja Bortesi. Ikra Tahir. Suman Talash. Jan Eona Lauren Tan. Mao Amanda Tanaka. Vipul Taneja. Jasmine Tang. Lokin Sabrina Tang. Chen Tang. Xiaoting Tang. José Piolo Mendoza Tanhueco. Nuesona Daniela Chidalo Teo Emegano. Byron Tong. Tarun Amol Titus. Sarah Gail Todd. Jacqueline Tong. Nira Topchagic. Naime Elif Toprak. Alina Rovetta Torres. Nacha Tosomsakul. Eric Kan Hua Lun Tran. Matthew Joseph Tricarico. Alida Trio. Sarah Frances Yoshimi Trop. Thomas Emmanuel Tsangares. Rachata Tuang Siti Sombat. Nicola Erin Tweddle. Nechmetin Talha Uchar. Chaner Unai. Kriti Upreti. Leila Denise Pamintuan Uip. Brianna Nicole Valenzuela. Sean Christopher Wallace. Connor David Vantenhede. Madison Stone Van Zyl. Veronika Barechowska. John Monrio Vargas. Simi Ravji Kunvarji Basta. Nella Vekic. Sahir Velji. Thomas Patrick Armand Verdier. Katarina Vesovic. Evelyn Alves Vieira. Cesar Joab Villarreal Guzman. Sarina Karim Virji. Stefan Vulic. Mohammed Abdul Wahid, Mariana Otilia Walker, Guang Zhong Wang, Ying Yi Wang, Keshwen Wang, Long Yi Wang, Chen Chen Wang, Richard Tejia Wang, Shu Ren Wang, Tian Jie Wang, Xiaohan Wang, Shen Ni Wang, Shen Yu Wang, Yu Yan Wang, Zhe Yi Wang, Jessica Wanzhou, Zihao Wang, Jacqueline Maria West, Alexandra Page White, Nicholas Thomas Wirnitsky, Victoria Yulia Wilczynski, Taylor Wild, Shakina Wilson, Gabriella Huqing Wong, Maxwell Nicasio Wong, Cindy Marie Wozniczka, Han Chao Wu, Bang Wu, Jian Shang Wu, Ruo Quen Wu, She Jia Wu, Xuan Wu, Xiao Yang Wu, Yi Wu, Yulin Wu, Zerling Wu, Crystal Anastasia Jogagji, Jie Yuanxia, Ze Yingxia, Se Yao Xiao, Yan Qi Xiao, Yao Xiao, Lin Nixie, Le Rongxie, Yan Yaoshu, Song Daoshu, Wan Zaishu, Yi Changshu, Jia Hexue, Karma Dayang Yakchong Sang. Mai Chen Yan. Chen Yang. Zhe Xuan Yang. Wei Ding Yang. Xian Yu Yang. Marco Ye. Zhe Meng Ye. Zay Jonathan Yearwood. Joshua Li Chong Ye. Augustus Young. Nevin Yildirim. Yifan Yao. Mariam Yosefi Punege. Isabel Lauren Yu. Jing Yu. Kitty Yu. Firat Yüksel. Josephine Alessia Zaffino. Nicolas Kresimir Zemljic. Bona Zhang. Hanlon Zhang. Zhen Yu Zhang. Linda Yijiang Zhang. Shenran Zhang. Yixuan Zhang. Ye Yang Zhang. Yu Mang Zhang. Yuan Tao Zhang. Zhe Liang Zhang. Zhang Zhang. Behan Zhang. Wang Sheng Zhang. Jie Yi Zhang. Yao Hong Zhang. Zhe Wei Zhang. Cui Fangzhong. Zhe Zhenzhong. Kai Jiezhou. Kai Sezhou. Richard Zhou. Ye Zhou. Yifei Zhou. Yohan Zhou. Yuran Zhou. Zhuan Zhu. Sally Zhu. Yi Wei Zhu. Tang Xuan Zhuang. Yan Zhuang, Tala Ashraf Sineldin, candidates from the University of Toronto, Mississauga who have been admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Science, Sujin Sim. Artemi Sukomlin. Sabina Surujpol. Pang Huan Wang. Dongxi Zhao. Candidates from the University of Toronto, Mississauga who are being admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Business Administration, José Alonso Trujillo Santesi. Joey Wang. Clarissa Wong. Yu Xin Yang. Katerina Ye. Candidates from the University of Toronto, Mississauga who are being admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Commerce, Nancy Shao. Tianwei Shi. Yan Song. Sasipon Sibeshatvot. Zhe Yingsu. Yu Di Sun. Aveline Shrutvi Surendra. Mohammed Tahami. Rina Takahashi. Yen Tong. Benjamin Tran. Ni Huang Huang Wu. Jia Wang. Jia Yuan Wang. Liu Yuan Wang. Beiji Wang. Jiao Nen Wang. Deng Li Wang. Yan Ru Wang. Jia Yu Wei. Xing Wei. Hao Xianwen. Amelia Augustine Wiguna. Erwin Wu. Yunan Wu. Yifan Ivy Xiong. Meng Jie Shu. Hui Shu. Joshua Lin Shu. Man Ji Shu. Hao Lin Yang. Lin Lin Yang. Zhe Jin Lang. Art K.Y. Yeo. Nayeon Ashley Yu. Jia Xing Yu. Hui Min Yu.
圣月游，这次游，陆文，Jessica Sablotny, Zheng Yuzhang, Xu Runjiang, 郑启章、孙成章、安妮赵、郝赵、岳小赵、郑友成、郑唐洲、一周、佘显竹、Darren Ivailov Zlatarev, Yi Longzhou, and Nitya Srivastava.
On behalf of the University of Toronto, let me try that again. On behalf of the University of Toronto and by virtue of the authority vested in me, I hereby admit all those candidates not here present to their degrees in absentia. Woo!
As we conclude convocation, I wish to thank all of you for your participation and your patience. To the families and friends, and to those in procession, let me say thank you. You have made this a more memorable event for each member of the graduating class. I would like to thank Professor Alexandra Gillespie, Vice Principal, I can't get this right today, Vice President of the University of Toronto and Principal, University of Toronto, Mississauga, for presiding over today's ceremony. I wish to thank as well the many other colleagues and friends of the university who participated in this convocation, whose names you will find in your program. This year, the University of Toronto is proud to introduce a new and important ceremonial event, an element at convocation. As you will have noticed, the Chancellor's procession was led by an eagle feather bearer. The eagle feather remained on stage during the ceremony. This eagle feather was gifted to the Office of the President by elders at the 2017 entrustment ceremony for the report of U of T's Truth and Reconciliation Steering Committee. To many Indigenous cultures, the eagle feather is sacred because it flies closest to the Creator, delivering our thoughts and messages. The eagle and its feather often symbolize respect, honor, strength, courage, and wisdom. As such, the eagle feather is an appropriate and meaningful addition to our convocation ceremonies. I now invite Professor Gillespie to bring today's ceremony to a close.
That's right, I get to bring this convocation ceremony to a close, but it's your special day. I hope that we are going to see you often in the years to come. I invite you to stay connected. We're going to be watching what you do, and we're going to be so, so proud we know that you're going to make an impact for the better in whatever path you choose. And now a little bit more Latin, concilium demissum est. you.